How to create a feminine hip movement. If you notice, when women walk, they have a very natural way of moving their hips. But we cross-dressers or transgender people, when we try to do it, it looks really odd and we are not sure how to have that feminine movement of hips. So in this video, I'm going to give you 3 exercises which will help you to build that flexibility in your hip area, so that whenever you are walking, you will be able to create that slight movement of your hips which looks very feminine. You have to understand that our day-to-day lives doesn't allow us to perform any movement which will free our hip region. The muscles in our hip region, if not trained properly, will become very rigid and you will lose the flexibility in your hip area. So if you want to have that feminine body movement, you need to have a little bit of flexibility in your hip area. So in this video, we will look at 3 to 4 exercises that will help you to free up this region, so that whenever you walk or whenever you move, you have that feminine movement around your hips. Let's get started. The first exercise that you have to do or practice to free up your hips is called pelvic tilt. All you have to do is just stand in an upright posture and just tilt your hip forward and backward. So you do forward, backward, forward, backward, forward, backward, forward, backward, forward, backward, forward, backward. This is a very simple exercise and you can practice it at home, whenever you want, wherever you want, and it will help you to free up your hip muscles. The second exercise that we are going to learn is around hip rotation. So the way we are going to start is pretty simple. We are going to take our hip in 4 points. So one is forward, then right, then back, then left, and again forward. I'll show it from the side. So you take your hip forward, then right, then backward, then left, then forward. And do it again. So forward, right, backward, left, forward. Now I want you to join all these 4 points so that it becomes a rotating movement. This is how it looks. Forward, backward, forward, right, backward, left, forward, right, backward, left, forward, right, backward, left, forward, right, backward, left. Now repeat the same exercise in the anti-clockwise direction. We start with the same process: forward, left, back, right, forward, left, back, right, forward, left, back, right, forward. Now speed it up. Join the 4 dots and you can feel that you are able to rotate your hips joining the 4 points. That was exercise number 2. Another very effective exercise for feminine hip movement is called the infinity exercise. What you have to do in this is go on your toes, and imagine that there is the symbol of infinity placed on the floor. And you have to move and rotate your hips according to that symbol. let me show you how this can be done. So you're on your toes, be balanced, upright posture, and first step is to rotate your hip a little bit. Rotate at 45-degree angle and move. Then create an arch. Now this hip is pointing to the 45-degree angle on the left side. Take it there. Create the arch again, just like how you did this side. And now this hip goes in the same direction again. Okay, turn, arch, turn, create the arch, turn, 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 turn. I will repeat the entire process again for this third exercise. Go on your toes, rotate on the right side, 45-degree angle, move your hip towards 45-degree angle, then turn, then the left hip has already turned at the 45-degree angle, take it that side, turn it back. Now this hip is again turned towards the 45-degree, move, again take it back, and keep following this. Do it slowly. Do it slowly. And over a period of time, you will see that it becomes very easy. One thing to remember in this exercise or the infinity exercise is to not to keep your knees rigid or locked. Don't keep your knees locked. You will not be able to do the exercise. Best way is to keep your knees a little bent, like this. So don't keep it like this. Keep it like this. So when you bend your knees a little bit, it becomes easy for you to rotate. So that was exercise number 3. The last exercise for a feminine hip movement is something that you will do against a wall. What you have to do is find a wall or a vertical place which you can hold, and rotate your hip backwards as if you are pulling it. So stand this way and then pull. It's like you're pulling it back. And then the other hip. Then the other hip. Then the other hip. I'll do it on this wall so that it becomes easy for you to understand. So go and take the support of a wall and rotate your hip backwards. So from this side, I rotate my hip, and then the other hip needs to rotate. So from here I go this way. Now this hip needs to rotate, 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 rotate. It's a very simple exercise, very easy exercise, and you will see that over a period of time, the more you do it, the more free the hip region becomes. If you have already watched the videos for the workouts, how to build feminine curves, you will notice that most of the exercises are around the hip area. So when you do so many exercises, sometimes the muscles in those areas become stiff. So when you do these exercises, it will help you to free up the muscles in your hip area and your thigh area. So follow these exercises for more feminine movement, and over a period of time, the more you practice, the better you will become.